And what is that? Well, that's about 2 cups of flour with some salt, a teaspoon of yeast, a teaspoon of baking powder, and enough water to make the flour a little bit moist rather than kneadable. Now I'm gonna add more flour after an hour. So what I've been doing is adding a little bit of flour, little by little, and knead it in, because you want to knead it until you don't feel that wetness like sticking to your hand, but you don't want it to be like too much flour. So once I get the feeling that I need, that's when I will knead it out or roll it out, press it out, whatever you want to consider it to be. So I knead it until it's not sticking to my hand. At this point I can add a little more flour, but I'm gonna keep it that way. So that's how it came out. Now I'm gonna press it out. So that is how it look. It's pretty big. So I place the cheese around it. And now I'm gonna roll the cheese in the crust. So I just been folding it and using the fork to close it. So now that it's closed, I am going to use the roller to roll it out more. Now it's time to lay my sauce and my cheese. So here I got my special blend of sauce with onions, tomato, jalapeno, and so forth. And I'm gonna mix that in with a little pasta sauce. And now for lots of cheese like I like it.
Can't believe evil's taken innocence away. Evil did take Mandy's innocence away, but I also feel like it took away the innocence of our community. All the newspapers and TV stations were there, and then they had a little graveside service at the burial. That was very private. She's buried in the cemetery right up the street from my house. There was a photo of Rick Zender. He's standing at the gravesite holding a teddy bear.
You don't have to put this much cheese. It's actually more than enough for right now. But I just like to do it a little extra. because this is actually just gonna be a cheese pizza anyway. If I was adding vegetables or meat to it, then it would be best to have less cheese. Unless you're a cheese lover. Now, I put it in the oven and I will leave it for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes at 400 degrees. So, here it is, looking good, looking good. So I did it for 18 minutes and then I put it on boil for less than a minute, or let's say a minute, so I could darken the top part, and it's looking very good. So now that it's hot, I'm gonna wait till it cool before I cut it, but it's look beautiful. So when I took it out, the crust seems to be a little more harder, but now that it cools a bit, it's pretty soft. I like to cook my flour out because it's not really good to consume too much raw flour. It This pizza is pretty soft, like very tender. So I didn't press it out like I supposed to a very thin, so it's thick, but it looking delicious. Looking delicious. It's still pretty hot. But it's soft, tender. Almost burned my lip. So, one thing I totally forget to mention is that my oven is a small oven, so it will take a little bit longer to cook than if you have a regular size oven, or let's say a bigger oven. And the temperature with bigger ovens will always cook a little faster too. So basically, you should probably try to cook it at 12 minutes, or look at it at about 12 minutes or so, and see if it's, the crust is good enough. And then you might want to turn the boil on and finish the top, if the crust look fine. You know, it's very delicious. It's good. It's feel good to make your own pizza, especially right now in quarantine. Um, it's real. It's making your own pizza is relaxing as well. Still order out though. I love them at a pizza place. Still order out. Still support your local restaurants and stuff. But it's also good to know to do stuff yourself.